Welcome back to Showbiz Tonight. Thanks for watching. Tonight, where is our Pats? Well, as the news of Kristen Stewart's affair with a married director broke, everyone is now wondering where in the world is Robert Pattinson? Tonight, we're actually hearing new details on how Pattinson is dealing with his scandal. A new report from Us Weekly says that our Pats is safely hiding out at the very tranquil 7-acre compound owned by his Water for Elephants co-star Reese Witherspoon. So the question is, how is our Pats holding up since Kristen's betrayal? With me in New York, Bradley Jacobs, the senior editor of Us Weekly. And Us Weekly now reporting that our Pats is at Reese's vacation home. It's her ranch in Ojai, California. That's where she married her husband, Jim, in 2011. So at least, there's some good love energy there, Bradley. But how did he wind up there, and how is he holding up?
Well, Reese invited him to stay there for a while. She said that it would have a calming effect on him. There's no email there, the phone barely ever rings. And remember, Reese went through a very similar cheating scandal back in 2006 when her then husband, Ryan Phillippe, had an affair with Abby Cornish on the set of a movie. So she feels his pain, basically. Yeah,
this could be good therapy, not only in the place, but in the people, and being able to have sort of a like-minded conversation.
That's right. We've seen him running around, huffing and puffing, maybe getting out his frustrations about what's going on. And Ojai is a very nice, relaxed area north of LA, so I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's true. It's a totally chill place. Now, we all learned about Kristen's cheating scandal from the photos in Us on July 24th, and your sources say Robert only found out the day before we did. How did that possibly go down?
That's right. Well, Us Weekly had the photographs, and we went to Kristen's rep as we were closing the story, and that's the night that Kristen had to call Rob and say, I have something to tell you. He was totally blindsided by this.
He found out from his rep.
No, he found out from Kristen. The rep told Kristen, Us Weekly was doing the story, and then Kristen called Rob, blindsided him. He just did not know what to think.
Imagine. Do you get the sense at all that Robert is thinking about forgiving her? I mean, he does seem like a pretty evolved guy, but it's pretty tough.
Yeah, friends tell us he really does not know what to think at this point. He doesn't know how to forgive her. His whole rise to fame has been hand in hand with her. They've done 5 movies together. They've been a couple for 4 years. He really is very dependent on her, sources say. So now the person that he's most dependent on
but of course, they've never acknowledged that they're a couple. Really?
Up until last week.
Officially, yeah, I guess. And look, the guy is an international heartthrob. Right now, his career is all about playing the guy that everybody wants or everybody wants to be. I want to bring in TV personality Erica Vitrini. Erica, here's our Showbiz Flashpoint tonight. Would it be a big career mistake for our Pats to take Kristen back?
I think Rob does exactly what Rob wants to do. I think if he chooses to go back to Case 2, all the girls all over the world say, oh, he's so sweet, he's so hunky. If he chooses not to, then his fans say, good, give it to her. That's it. So I think he really cannot do wrong at this point. He's the one who's been hurt, so any choice, any decision he makes will be fine. And career-wise, I think that's separate.
I think you're right. People just want to support him, and they're saying, you know what, whatever he wants to do. I think you hit it exactly right on that. I want to move on now to another big split, but this one involves a real housewife. Adrienne Maloof, of course, stars in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with her husband, Paul Nassif. They have decided to separate after 9 years of marriage. Now, the couple have appeared on the reality show since it premiered back in 2010. They are known for their constant bickering.
You think this is funny? Huh? You think it's funny?
What?
You are not funny. Stop it. I'm trying to have a nice dinner party, but Paul keeps being rude. I mean, seriously, don't be rude. You're being rude.
Okay, I've met them both, Bradley. They've both been right here on Showbiz Tonight. Quite frankly, I could never really get a beat on them and figure out exactly what was going on. Did people see this coming, or is this a total shock?
I think anyone who watched the show could see that they were always kind of at each other's throats. But in Us Weekly, we reported there's no cheating scandal, there's nothing, there's no I hate you here. They just really drifted apart, which is what you can see. And also, we interviewed Adrienne in May of this year, and she told us, we have a date night every week, but we mostly end up talking about our product line. So clearly, it wasn't the most romantic relationship that we cover at the magazine.
Erica, were you shocked by this?
I mean, come on. These couples are picked because they have unstable relationships, whether it be marriages or friendships. So I feel like all of them are probably at the urge of busting. And if you can let that much get out there when the cameras are rolling and be that frank, then how can you not hold it back for the camera?
Let's talk about that for a second, because certainly the Real Housewives show, the whole franchise has seen its share of big splits. Of course, Camille Grammer and Kelsey Grammer, that played out before our eyes. And Kelsey has said that was kind of going down before she ever even went on the show in his mind. But here's our next Showbiz Flashpoint. Could being on a reality show have contributed to the Maloof split? Erica, you know what it's like being on a reality show. You were on that first season of Apprentice. You know what it's like having cameras follow your every move. So what do you think?
When my husband and I got engaged, we met before we started the reality show. I posted, I said, if our relationship could survive a reality show, it could survive anything. The attention that it's given, everything is put under a microscope, and little fights or bickering is blown up into big deals because it's on TV. That's relationships.
So it sounds like you're suggesting there has to have been something wrong in the foundation of the relationship, and then that was accentuated or made more problematic.
I think they were selected because they had that tension, and I think it's amplified because they're on TV.
Bradley, you watch these shows all the time and you also cover them. Do you get the sense that just doing the reality show can be enough to possibly drive a wedge where maybe there wasn't a problem?
I think a weak relationship on the show is going to be really challenged because there are cameras in your face, producers telling you this. Producers are also telling you, you got to amp up the tension. You're boring.
Yeah.
We've seen people get cut. Look at the New York Housewives, how many of them got cut last season because those were the weakest plot lines.
And you start to amp up the tension, and then the tension that you're creating, you realize, oh, well, no, there's something to that. All right, well, Bradley and Erica, I got to wrap it there. Thank you both so much. For more on the RPAT story, make sure you grab this week's issue of Us Weekly. It is on newsstands on Friday. And now, Snoop Dogg is born again as